Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Brittany, and y'all know I got something to say. Welcome back to another episode of Truth Be Told podcast. I am your host, Brittany Pugh, and as always, very excited to welcome you all back to another episode of Truth Be Told podcast. This is indeed the place where truth and freedom align. I am very, very excited to share with you all today what God placed on my heart, and I believe it's going to bless and encourage and help someone else because, as I always say, we don't ever go through anything just for ourselves, but we go through to help others, to encourage others, and to just be a witness and to share our testimony to those that are following behind us or those that are also in their journey, just to, help each other out. So, the title of this episode is actually a question. And the question is, are you done yet? No, are you done yet? So this was a question that God asked me recently while I was in conversation with him, sharing some things with him regarding a situation that I was recently dealing with. And the response that he gave me was this question, are you done yet? And so I'm going to share with you all what all that means and ask you the same thing. Are you done yet? But before I do all that, let me just share with you all how this even started, and we'll get into all that as I go through this testimony. So before I even do that though, let me reintroduce myself. So my name is Brittany, and I have control issues. My toxic traits are I try to get ahead of God sometimes, and I try to figure things out on my own. And I think that I'm smart enough and have the ability and the capability to do things on my own. And I have the tendency to lean to my own understanding sometimes and not allow God to direct me and thinking that I know what's best, or that, okay, God told me this, well, I can just do it this way, because as long as it gets done, that's all that matters, right? So I, a lot of times, hit my head against a wall. God hits me on the back of the head with his sandal quite often because I have a tendency to do those things. Those are my toxic traits, just to name a few. That's not all of them, but in regards to this topic today, those are the traits that I'm sharing as far as the areas that God is still developing and working on in me, trying to lean to my own understanding and trying to do things on my own without trusting that he already has a plan. He already has it figured out. So that's my toxic trait. So, as many of you also may know, I talk about this all the time. I share about this a lot. In 2021, my grandmother who raised me, who was my mother, my father, she was everything to me, my best friend, everything. She transitioned. The Lord took her home in 2021, May 31st of 2021. And from that moment, the enemy has just been in my head, in my ear, trying to get me to not trust God and causing me to feel like, I'm just out here now by myself. I'm in this world all alone. I don't have nobody to help me. I don't have parents now. I don't have a spouse. I'm not married. I don't have anyone financially, that's fully helping me out with things. And the enemy has just been constantly in my ear telling me these things that, it's all on you now. And you got to figure all this out by yourself. And you got to, provide all these things. And you got to work. And you got to do all this. And who's going to help you? Nobody's going to help you. And you have to do all these things on your own. You have all these responsibilities on you now. Everything is totally on you. And it's on you to figure all this out by yourself. These are some of the things the enemy's been telling me since I've been living life without my grandmother, who was a big support for me, a big help for me. She was just my person. You know what I'm saying? Now, I always worked and helped out with my grandma and paid bills and things like that. But I've never been in a place where fully everything was 100% solely on me. I did have her, to help out with things or to take the load off sometimes. But now it's me and God. And so since that, I've had to learn, God is trying to teach me how to lean and depend on him fully and trust that whatever he tells me, he's going to provide it and he's going to make a way. And he's been trying to teach me this, as well as the enemy, on the other hand, trying to convince me that, you know, God has left me. I'm out here by myself. It's all on me. I got to figure all this out. So between the enemy trying to get me to do things on my own and making me feel like I'm by myself, and then I have God telling me that he's never left me, he's never forsaken me, that I am his child, I am not an orphan, I am not abandoned or rejected. So I'm caught between these two. And as much as I would like to say that I always trust God at first and I always, you know, believe that he's going to work it out, sometimes I do find myself, you know, leaning to my own understanding and giving an ear to the things the enemy is saying, because I feel like, well, man, yeah, I do have to kind of figure this out. You know, it is on me to kind of do this. I mean, if I don't pay this rent, then they ain't going to get paid. If I don't pay this car payment, they're going to come take my car. Like, I don't have an option. There are things that I have to do, right? So not only has the enemy been using grief, but also a few years after my grandmother transitioned, the Lord led me to relocate to Toledo, Ohio, where I live at now. And so now I'm away from family, I'm away from, you know, close friends, just people, support system, all of that. So not only do I not have my grandmother now, I don't necessarily have around me all the time my family and things like that. Now, let me just say in a moment that I do have help. I do have a support system. My family helps me. I do have people that God sends, and God has never failed me. He has never let me down. I've never lacked. I've never gone without anything. Anytime I've had a need, anytime anything has happened, God has always provided. One way or another, God provides. But even in that, as many times as he's shown me, as many times as he's confirmed and revealed and told me that I got you, whatever you need, I will provide it. I am Jehovah Jireh. I'm the Lord, your provider. As many times as he's shown me and made ways out of no ways, I still find myself leaning to my own understanding sometimes, trying to figure it out on my own, trying to go out here and do it on my own and get it on my own. I still find myself doing that. So recently, I found myself in that situation. Like I said, I work full time. I do everything, you know, on my own financially. And so I was in a situation recently where I went back to God and I'm like, you know, God, I'm trying. I'm doing everything I know how. I'm not out here doing nothing illegal. I'm not laying up with nobody, you know, looking for money. I'm not out here doing stuff or any of that. I'm really trying to go about this the right way. I'm trying to live the way you're calling me to live. You know, in this day and age, there ain't a lot of people that are really in my age grade, you know, in my age group that may be really trying to live this life of holiness and really trying to live right. Not saying that I'm perfect, because I never am, never will be. But I'm saying there ain't a lot of people that is really trying, you know what I'm saying, to live like this per se. So I'm like, God, I'm trying. You know, I'm not perfect, but I'm trying my best. And so I found myself in a situation where I'm like, you know, I really need some extra income, God. Like, you know, this is cool, but I still need other stuff. Like, there's a lot going on and I need this, I need that. So I asked God, you know, can you open up a door? Can you provide a way for me to have some extra income? I need a part-time job. I need something to kind of help out with everything. You know, this is a lot on me. But instead of me just trusting him and believing that, you know, God knows what I need before I need it, and that he is my father and that he will provide, instead of me doing that, I went out, I found me a part-time job, I applied for the job, and I got the job, right? So at first I'm like, okay, God, like, you know, I prayed, I asked you to provide, I asked you to, you know, make a way, and you've opened this door now for me to have this other source of income. So now I'm able to, you know, this will help me out. I'm able to do things I need to do. I'm able to, you know, save up, and I'm trying to do this, and I got this going on, and I'm trying to do all these things. And so now I'm able to do that, you know, and so I'm all excited at first, and I'm all, you know, thinking like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna work these 2 jobs. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. So I do it, you know, God opens the door, allows me to get the job. So I start working, and I would say it wasn't even a month and a half into working both jobs that I started realizing, ooh, maybe I got in over my head a little bit. Maybe this was a little bit too much. Maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this. I felt like I was burning myself on both ends. I was working harder, but not smarter. So I was working all day at my regular job, then I was working nights at my part-time job. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that, we do have to do what we have to do sometimes, and certain things require, you got to do a little more, and I get that. And I'm not knocking anybody for doing, what you feel like you need to do. I get it. Like I said, I know it's hard out here. We all are trying to make it. I understand that. But I'm just speaking on my own personal testimony as to where God showed me that I was in the wrong. So I start realizing, like, man, I'm tired all the time. I don't have no energy. The days that I'm off, I just want to sleep all day. I was missing church a lot because I'm working all day, all night. So it's hard to get up and go to church on Sunday. It was just a lot. Yes, I did have a couple extra dollars in my pocket. Yes, I was able to get some things done that I needed to get done, which was wonderful. And I thank God for that. But I could tell, like, okay, I don't think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, yeah, it's cool, but I'm not feeling God on this. I'm not feeling him on this. I'm not feeling him breathing on this. I'm not feeling him giving me the green light on this. I just kind of took it and did it on my own. Here again, control issues, trying to lean to my own understanding. And so, like I said, it didn't take long for me to realize, like, this is a little bit too much. And maybe I bit off more than I can chew. Maybe I got in a little over my head. Physically, this is draining me. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. And it's starting to affect my main job because now I'm tired going in there in the morning because I'm up later now because I'm working all night. So now it's affecting what God has already put in place regarding where I'm supposed to be at and what I'm supposed to be doing. It's starting to interfere with that now. I'm irritated. I'm agitated. It was just things were not going the way I thought they would go. And so, again, I go back to God and I'm like, God, I don't know, like, I thought this was cool, I thought I could do this, it hasn't even been that long. I'm only a month or so into this and I'm already tired. I'm already drained, I'm already exhausted and finding myself just irritated and I'm tired. And yeah, I got a couple extra dollars, but look at all the other things that it's draining me from, and I'm missing church. And I mean, it was just a lot. And so the Holy Spirit, I'm talking to God and I'm just asking, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Maybe this wasn't what I was supposed to do at all. Maybe I just kind of took this upon myself. And so I felt led by God at that point that, yes, finally you're listening. Finally, I got your attention. Finally, you see. So what God was showing me was, I never told you to go out there and do that. I never told you to go out there and look for that other job. I never told you to go out there and do that. That's what you wanted to do. And you just took it upon yourself to go do all these things. And so I allowed you to do it. And I gave you what you thought you wanted just to show you that it wasn't what you needed. I gave you what you thought you wanted to show you that it really wasn't what you needed. And so sometimes God will give us things or allow things to happen just to show us, okay, I can show you better than I can tell you. Go ahead. Go on. Go ahead and see. Watch how it works out for you. Go on. Go ahead. Because he is our Father. Ain't that how parents talk to you sometimes? You ain't gonna be satisfied till you get out there and be wore out and tired and exhausted. Go on. Go ahead and see how it works out for you. That was the type of talk he was having with me. You gonna get enough of trying to do it on your own. Are you done yet? That's all. Are you done yet? Have you gotten the point yet? Do you understand now that you can't keep trying to lean to your own understanding? Do you understand now that I am the Lord, your provider? That if I led you here and if I have you doing these and I'm going to provide, whether it's you doing it, whether I send somebody to provide it, whatever the case. Are you done yet? Or how much longer do you want to go on with this? Because it's up to you. This can be as short or as long as you want it to be. Are you done yet? Now, will you let me lead this? Will you let me do it now? Are you done trying to control everything? Because all you're doing is making it harder for yourself. You're working harder, not smarter. Anytime you're working against my plan for your life, you're going to be working harder and not smarter. And it's going to take you even longer to get to what you thought, because now you're tired and now you're exhausted and now other areas are falling short because you're so worried about, I got to figure this out and I got to get this and and ain't nobody going to help me and I got to do. I never told you that. I never told you that you had to figure all this out. I never told you that it's on you to do all this. And I never told you that. I never told you that. I told you I would never leave you nor forsake you. That I would supply all your needs according to my riches and glory. That's what I told you. So are you done yet? And all I could do was just sit there and take it because he was right. Everything he said was absolutely right. And I'm not gonna lie, like I felt low-key stupid because I'm like, man, I done jumped up here and did all this. Now I gotta go tell these people that I can't work this job no more because it's too much on me and I can't do it. And I was just trying to do everything for myself and now I can't do it. So I have to go back now and tell these people that I'm sorry, but I know it's only been a month, but I can't do it no more. I'm sorry. So I go back to the second job that I had got and I'm like, hey guys, sorry, but I'm not going to be able to do this any longer. It's getting to be too much. And there are other things that are coming up as well that God is setting up. Like, God has a whole plan. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was going to interfere with other things that I had coming up that God had already put in place and all of that. So I had to go back and tell them, sorry, but I can't work here anymore. I enjoyed it. It was cool. Like, I definitely needed the money, but I got to just trust God. There's nothing else I can do at this point. So once I do that, I go back to my main employer that I've been already working with and all of that. And I'm like, hey, I need to just go ahead and just be fully all the way locked in. And I'm done trying to, be here and there and do this and do that. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to do. So I'm just ready to go ahead and go forward and move forward in the next steps of what I'm getting ready to be doing and going towards everything else. And like, there's a whole future that God has already established for me. And so literally the moment that I had that conversation, everything started falling in place. Everything that I was asking God for, everything that I was needing, everything that I was saying, like, God, I need this. Here you go. God, I need that. Here you go. I mean, everything. And so, again, he asked me, so are you done now? Now do you see that what I was doing all along was much better than anything that you could have ever tried to do on your own? So are you done now? Can we move forward? Because I have your whole life planned. I mean, it's on you, however long you want this to take. But I have all of this lined up. And when I say literally, everything has, within the last 4 weeks alone, I cannot begin to tell you the shift that has taken place in my life. Just in the last 3-4 weeks. This has not been a long time ago. This is happening right now as we speak. Literally, everything falling into place. And guess what? Now I'm not so exhausted. Now I'm not so tired. Now I'm not missing church. Now I'm still able to do everything. Oh, imagine that. Imagine that. So God was right all along. His plan was right all along. All I had to do was trust him and stop trying to lean on my own understanding. And now look how everything is falling into place. That's how God works. So like he asked me, I'm going to ask you, are you done yet? Are you done trying to lean on your own understanding and trying to do everything on your own and trying to go ahead of God and thinking that he needs your help for some reason to figure out the plans for your life? Are you done? Because I'm here to tell you, the sooner you are done is the sooner he can begin. When you stop trying to do it all, he can show you that he's already worked it all out. The minute that you take your hands off the wheel, Jesus can take the wheel. Like we always say, Jesus, take the wheel. Well, how can he take it when you got it the whole time? You got to release it so that he can take it. Let go and let God. Stop trying to do everything by yourself. That's the plan of the enemy. That's the lies of the enemy. He wants you burnt out. He wants you stressed out. He wants you constantly just on go mode and not resting and not spending time with God and not in your word because you just chasing this bag and got to get this money and I got to work 24 hours a day and make yourself sick and end up in a hospital and all that money you work for is going towards hospital bills. For what? That's not the life that God has for us. The enemy is out to kill, steal, and destroy. He wants to destroy your peace of mind, your purpose, the assignment God has on your life, all of that. That's his job, is to distract, to kill, steal, destroy, all of that. God is not one that's living like that. He has come, Jesus came that we may have life and that we may have it more abundantly. So, truth be told, it's time for us to learn to fully trust in the Lord with all of our heart and lean not to our own understanding, but in all of our ways We have to acknowledge him. We have to allow him to direct our path. We have to. We have to trust that Jeremiah 29:11 is still true. He knows the plans he has for us. We have to believe that Romans 8:28 is still true. All things work together for the good, for those who love God and are the called according to his purpose. We have to stand on his word. Jehovah Jireh, he is the Lord our provider. He promised he would never leave us nor forsake us. We are children of God. We are heirs to his kingdom. Do you know that the earth belongs to the Lord? The word says that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. That's us. Everything in the world belongs to him. We are his children, so we are heirs to that. We don't have to do all of that. We don't have to expend ourselves and work ourselves ragged and just run ourselves crazy trying to do everything. That's not God's plan or his will for us. So stop letting the enemy play you. Stop letting him play in your face. Stop letting him get you out here and just have you all distracted and doing everything where you can't even hear God clearly. You can't even read your word because you're tired and you're exhausted all the time. It's a trick of the enemy. When I tell you just in the last few weeks, the clarity, the peace, the way that things are just aligning. I mean, things are coming into place. The less I'm doing, the more God is doing. Oh, okay, because that was the whole point. Now you understand it. Now you're getting it, finally. So that's what I wanted to share. That was on my heart. Y'all know I'm transparent. I'm honest. I just share as God leads me. So I pray that something I said will bless you, encourage you, strengthen you. And just remember that we got to trust God. Don't lean to your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him. Allow him to direct your path. And watch how your life begins to elevate. Ask me how I know. Till next time, y'all be blessed.